Welcome to the Bosporan Kingdom campaign for Et Impera 1.2.8. In the last part, we got ourselves a little bit of a bonus over here when we were chasing down the Royal Scythians, and they decided to take this settlement here at fairly great expense, which then allowed us to move in and capture it from the Royal Scythians. But you can see we got a little bit of a public order issue here, but I'm just going to leave this guy to mature. Now, at the end of the last part, we were moving on a potential option here to take this settlement, but unfortunately these guys have come down and effectively blocking us with their cavalry army. Now, one of the problems I'd have is if I attack this army, getting up to here with winter coming is going to be a little bit of a waste of time, because what I really want to do is take this settlement, but we can't really get there at the moment. And of course, the only other option would be to come back here and then come all the way around with a navy. But I think what we're going to have to do is just take a fortified position here. And then this army is going to need to fall back to try and recruit. We're just going to need some more troops, whether we like it or not. The trouble is we don't have a lot in the way of money. Wouldn't mind another one of those, but you can see we've got ourselves a little bit of a problem here. But I think if we untax this, that will give us positive food. So we can't really recruit much more. I've got a little bit more cash. This is the problem. I'm going to need to balance my armies. Plus, we also give an opportunity for this general to heal up a bit. If we get another one of these units as well, because if we're going to push out this way, we're going to have to plan it quite successfully. So we're going to come here. See, this settlement is completely open at the moment, and it's only got 15, a garrison of 15, and of course we can't get past these guys because we'd have to go try and get through their zone of control. So I think that's about all we can do. Actually, maybe we can get another unit. I know it's going to be a little bit risky, but I think if we can do this, because the problem is this army would get fairly badly damaged by taking these guys on. So I think we just need to build this army up for the moment and bide our time, because one of the big factors when you play Et Impera is be patient, expand, consolidate until you've got enough momentum to actually push things forward. So we're just gonna have to go for another entrant. Okay, we got some unassigned skills. Got our champion down here. We don't really need public order or anything like that. I certainly like the gravitas. What we got here? Minor diplomacy, but with cultural affinity, faction wide. I think I would like. We got a little bit of a problem with food. This would take us down to empire maintenance. I think I like that. Yeah, I think we'll go with that just for the moment, just to give you a little bit more tax income. Now, what we may have to do is ride out the winter. So we're just going to go for an intern. Okay, subject gains, notoriety, annoyed populace. Got war declared between Armenia and the Seleucids. That's not unusual. We've built a farm over here, which means what we probably need to do now is come over here and enable this province again. That gives us a tiny amount of food, which is good for winter. Somebody actually asked about winter conditions. Right, what can we do here? These guys have moved away, but I don't really want to move in winter. Got a little bit more money. I think we're going to recruit a... We've got 3 archers. We've got Thracian Peltas. What I'm going to do is we're going to keep building up our front line. In fact, I wouldn't mind going... I mean, these guys are quite cheap. So we're going to go cheap. Okay. So effectively we'll have 2 full stack armies to operate in this area. We've got this army here that looks like it's taking a little bit of a bashing. that's returned. We got this guy here. What's this? One of the magistrates is complaining about the deteriorating quality of wine. Okay, we'll give him a bit of quality just to see what happens. I mean, the alternative is that if these guys come down, and attack us again, we will possibly have a crack at these if we've got the two armies working together. And we don't have anything else now, and we've got nothing else to build. We'll give these one more turn, and then so we're just going to go for an end turn. Okay, we've now got a tier 1 philosophy. Trade agreement dissolved with Sinope. Obviously, Sinope's going there. Nectar of the Gods, local trade, 10% wealth from all commerce. Yes, I don't. Faction destroyed Sinope. Yeah. So what is going on down here? One thing I have noticed with this campaign already is that since the changes to army composition with 1.28, I can't see the armies now. What seems to happen is that this seems to be a lot more aggressive. A lot more things are turning over. Wow, look at here. Galatius has already come out to here. And we've got an army here that's recruiting. We need to bring this army up here. This army is in pretty good nick. Kind of wondering. I can leave the agent there. This guy can't really cross until these. Right, this army's got 19. We're just going to give him an extra unit. He's got so that gives me a combined army of 38. We're give him another missile unit. So we got effectively somebody operating in an anti-cavalry role. What can we recruit here? Right, we can get summation archers. We're going to get another one of those. Trying to take this up. I don't think there's anything else we can do at the moment. We can get rid of this trash. Let's go. Right, we've got steppe horsemen here with some spearmen. I think I'm just going to fight this just to give you an example of how tricky horse archers can be. So we're just going to fight this. Of course, we don't have cav, they do, which means we're going to have to defend our flanks with the okay, nice and dry start deployment. Now, bear in mind, this is just a bandit army. So this isn't what you'd call anything close to being an elite army. I'm just gonna put 3 on this side, and what we're gonna do is gonna put these guys back like this, and actually what I'm gonna do is put one of you in reserve just in case. And then we'll put 2 sets of archers on this side, that, and like that. And what we're going to need to do is just make sure our general is in a good position. Yes, thank you. And what we're going to have to do is go and try and find the barbarians now. We're going to move forward. Of course, part of the problem is because I don't have supplementary cavalry, we're going to have a bit of a problem with reconnaissance, but there they are. And they've got some very heavy missile cavalry, so we're going to have to take this a little bit careful. And we're just going to keep moving forward. So what we got here is 3 units of very light horse archers, which we should be able to fend off with theirs, but this is the real possible problem one, is these here. Though they don't have a lot in the way of armor. So we're just gonna come here, Okay, we're just going to keep moving these units forward. What I'm going to do is bring one of you in there, one of you in there.
One of our units has used all its ammunition. One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Move these forward. What I'll do is bring these over to the flanks. Probably going to need the general. But we're going to have to be a bit very, very careful. Actually get you over here. We need to drive off the...
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Your job is to act in... Okay, we've nearly driven off their horse archers. So the only good thing is that what tends to happen is that the horse archers tend to have a fairly low morale, which means that we
Is turning in our favor.
say no. Bring these step archers this way. The opposition is crumbling. So if you survive the initial assault of the horse archers, we can pin them down. Right, they're pinned. So what we can do is just get behind them. In we go.
Our general is under attack.
On my own forces. We can end battle. End battle. You can see we lost 386. A certain amount of our own friendly fire. And that's a good example when you're dealing with horse archers. If you can keep them corralled and hit them with missile troops, you can take them down very quickly, especially light horse archers. But if you let them run around the field, you get in trouble pretty quickly. And we'll take the money because we need it. And down they go. Just bring you back here and you can heal up. We'll just do the research while we're looking at it. So we've now got this here. We've now completed this one here, which gives us a bit of empire maintenance. I actually quite like the cultural conversion. That's going to be something that we're really going to need to work on. Here, nomadic colony, we're not quite ready for that. Because one of the problems with nomadic colony is that to be able to take it to higher tiers, I think we need livestock, which we haven't got at the moment. Certainly don't want that. We don't want the workshop. Irrigation ditches, wealth of agriculture. that would be a nice to have. Plus 2% wealth more. But part of me still feels that to go this route, in fact, I quite like the additional cultural conversion, so I think we'll go with that. The other thing I want to check is the sanitation here now. Yeah, the sanitation is good. And I think it's time. We're going to try and push. Come on, you've got to be kidding me. Why can't I move? Is that because I was fortified? Okay, these guys are recruiting. So we're going to have to wait one more turn. And we're on spring. So I think that's all we can do this turn. It's just going to go for an end turn. Yeah, we got population surplus. Oops. Runny Camelsman. Got a population surplus down here, which is good. Because we're a little bit low on food, and I'm a little bit worried about that. So I think if we take that up, we can get that going. All declared. We got this cavalry army there. I think if we can, I think if we move to here, because I know we're going to be trespassing, but we're going to bring this army up right behind. But these guys shouldn't engage these troops because this is a. As I say, this is the settlement that I want. I mean, these guys are going to be generally unhappy. Because if we engage these, they would just run back to here anyway. So, I think that's all we can do this turn. Port this out here. And we're just going to go for an end turn. Okay, we've got some unassigned skills. Put you here. Kind of take a bit more of a look here. I think we'll go this route for the moment. And I've got local armies. I think we'll go that way. I'm just going to go for an end turn. Okay, child is born. That's good. Trade agreement dissolved with Athens. What on earth? And Lydia. What on earth is going on down here? I mean, Athens. Wow. Oh, Rome is really on the march. Wow. I think we could have a problem. We're going to need to possibly get out here. We're going to need to fortify this border. And then maybe consider coming down this way. Because, I mean, my normal route would be to come through here. But Rome is getting that close and they've just conquered Athens. Wow. That is pretty awesome. Right, we need to... Who are you at war with? The Bastani. Okay. Nope. Oh, sorry. Bastani. Wants offered to join the war against these guys. They've accepted. What we're going to do is attack. Encircle. And you're going to come in right behind. Encircle, I think. Didn't. We've got a cav army, and I think we're going to go for the auto resolve on this because I'm a bit worried about this cav army. So we're going to go for the auto resolve here, 70%, and we're going to occupy. Okay, we got an increase in rank now. And we've destroyed the think that was the Cantoli we just destroyed, isn't it? Yeah, we've actually destroyed them. That was their entire army. That actually gives us control of this area here. Wow, that was a surprise. I was expecting to have at least one residual army left. Now, the problem we've got is that what we're going to need to do now is send you over this way, because it looks like these guys are kind of wandering off on in a battle, but they're raising another army here. We might be able to do another sneak attack over here, which would be pretty awesome. We're going to get that there. What is this? Nomad camp, economic. I'm not sure I want that there. I would certainly like. Now the question is, do I recruit? My instinct is possibly to go this way, and that means we'd get some horse archers here. If we go this way, that's going to give us the ability to recruit horse archers, and that. In fact, I think we will go that way. But we're going to go the nomadic way here. Of course, we're going to need to convert that, which is going to take up all my money. I'm very interested in the fact that these guys are wandering off this way, because we've got no enemies that way. If we could kind of sweep up and take this settlement. So if this guy wanders off, we may go for a little bit of double sneakiness here. I want to put you that way. So we're just going to hold this here. We're going to go for a... Oops, no. See what we got here. We've certainly got this here. I think I'd like to start getting a little bit of military. You know, we'll put the public order in there. And we got this army here. It's got some military traditions, which would be quite nice as well. Although we're on autumn now, so we may have to spend a little bit of time kind of putting this back together again. So we're going to go for an intern. Child is born. This army is scuttled off in that direction. What we're going to do is just pull these armies back a little bit. We're going to merge you guys up. Give us a bit of money. Wow, the Galatia's fighting the Seleucids now. We've got a homestead over here. And again, we're okay for food at the moment. But because we got food import from here actually now. But we do need to think about what we can do here. How's the culture coming here? We're 36% and rising. We don't need that. We don't need that. I mean, the public order is good here. I don't really want to put food in here. I think what we will do is we'll put a local agora in here just to give me a little bit of extra perk. Trespass. I really would like to go for this army here. Who are you? You're the Bastani. I mean, they might like us. And let's see if we can get a trade deal with them. Yep. And we'll see if we can get a little bit of money from them as well.
Words can be all that is between people, but we would like trade as well, if you agree it.
And we'll get that there.
We have talked long to reach agreement. Now we...
Right, there's not much else I can do this turn. So I'm just going to go for an intern. The Cartoony have broken our trade agreement. That could be a problem. Oh, great fire. Thank you, game. Oh, we looks like we might have got away with it. Right. You can't get up here. Okay. Okay, I think we're going to have to go to war. You're at war with these, so we're still steadfast. We offered to join your war against these guys. Right, they've accepted. Now what we're going to need to do is put these armies to move together very, very quickly. I'm going to keep these armies together. I'm going to push the agent out here to make sure these guys aren't coming back this way. In fact, you can just stand there, because these guys shouldn't be able to get back that quickly. Now we've got a bit of a public order issue here, but I think what I am going to do is just raise an army here. I'm going to raise we can raise it. You're just going to raise you up, and what he can do is kind of act in reserve for the garrison. And I think that's all we can do. We're just going to go for an end turn. Right, this army is here. You getting closer. Right. And they've got lots and lots of archers. I think we'll go with aggressive. And of course these are going to be just going to... We've now got this settlement. This army's been virtually totally wrecked. And there's this one. So what we're going to have to do is merge up you. We'll merge them up in pairs so that they stay pretty strong. Right, this army is probably going to try and get down here. So what we're going to do is it's a whole load of these guys. Actually, that's all for the moment. You get into there. Now break this up. You merge. Actually, what are you doing here? You lost. You've got an archer. You've got quite a lot of cav. You. What we can do is we'll give him that. Them.
Ready for battle.
We need mercs in here. That's going to be very expensive. And I think now one-on-one, these guys are going to be a bit of a problem. So what I'm going to do is we're going to kind of bring you over a little bit like that. Because what we may need to do is engage these in the field. And okay, let me just... we're going to have to put that in there. Certainly going to knock you down. Certainly going to knock you down. Right, I'm just going to go for an end turn. And you guys can... I certainly want the campaign movement range, because what we're going to need to do is try and destroy this cavalry army. Okay, child is born. Mission successful. We've got 4,000 there. Oh, what was the new mission? Now, these guys have come at us. The question is whether we're going to be strong enough. I think we're going to recruit him, and what we're going to hopefully do is see if we can engage this army with... Right, they've accepted battle, and apologies again for... I'm going to go for a close victory. We just need to get rid of this army, and once we've got rid of control of these two provinces, we can then move to a different level.
Is that all? Advance.
That effectively wrecks that army. Again, we're just going to consolidate units so that we don't lose too many. This is a real pain. Just consolidate you. We've got two badly damaged generals as well. We're gonna have to risk possibly losing a general. Okay, and we're just gonna gotten. Now the question is, do we lose a general? No, we've lost a few more units. That's okay, because I'm going to need to rebuild these armies anyway. And we've destroyed these guys. Right. I think we're going to start to bring... this is our faction leader, isn't it? Sorry, I've forgotten. Yeah, Parasides. I want to start bringing our faction leader down here. This guy can just stand there, and for the moment your job is going to be just to stand here. I don't think you can recruit anything. What we'll do is get you a couple of archers in here just to support. Now, agent, I don't think I really want to go this way now because the Romans are getting a bit too close. So what we're going to do now is start to send our agent this way. And I think what we're going to have to do is possibly pick a fight with our old friends here, the Cartilli, which are always a little bit of a pain in the neck. But so I think this will secure our western border. I mean, I could push out against the Bastani here, but I think at the moment I want to keep these factions as a buffer against the Romans. We're not strong enough to take on the Romans at the moment. So what we're going to need to do is look east. I think we're going to get some food in here. We're going to need that. The growth here. Growth would be quite nice. In theory, we shouldn't need the additional defensive capability. I think gymnasium, what does this build into? No, sanitation, regions in the province. We got here trader, mandatory. What we got here, the Rosemile building. Our troops would deter our foes. I think at the moment we're going to go for a healer here. So we'll put a healer there. What can we get trade-wise? I think what we could do is go for... Generally, I don't like industry in here, but we got some food. And nomadic outpost. Hellenic outpost. I think we're going to stick with the nomadic outpost here. And I think what we're going to do is get... what we got... Actually, what can we get from era recruitment here? Ooh, what we got here? +3 nomadic. That's not bad actually. If we could get some of those, but we'd have to get to a tier 3, which would be, I mean, that gives us growth, wealth, plus with +2. But we're going to have to deal with nomadic cultural influences, but we got a temple to offset it. Yeah, I think I would really like those heavy cavalry. I think that would certainly give us a strong front line. Those AOR cavalry units. I think that would give us a pretty elite frontline unit. So what we have to do is manage our nomadic influence here. So we're just going to be a little bit careful here now. At the moment it's still falling because we got the... So what we'll probably have to do is keep the temple here in the long term. Yeah, so that might be a little bit of a complication. And I think we got just about enough time for one more end turn. We're just going to go for an end turn and see what happens. Oh, wow, we've got a whole set of unassigned skills. Certainly got our admiral here. So I think we're like that. The food is a bit low, but that's okay. We could go become a political reformer. Yeah, I think you can become that little bit. That extra bit of research rate would be quite nice as well. And we got Antar's trade here as our faction leader. We certainly want the campaign movement range, and I think I would like, the increased missile attack would be nice. I think we're going to put the cavalry on front as well. This would give us Warcry. What we got here? Commander's unit, local tax. I think what we got here. I think if we go down replenishment rate, line of sight, yeah, I think we'll go that way as well, just to keep strengthening up our general. And we'll just go for the next turn. Okay, new political appointment. Of course, we're in the middle of winter and we're taking attrition.
We cannot follow this order.
Okay, you can move down there.
At your command.
Yeah, you're okay. You could probably drop. I don't know if that will have any effect. Now, don't really. We could probably drop off. You need some archers. You're really top heavy with archers at the moment, so you can't reach anyway. I think what we're going to need to do is rebuild these armies a little bit, reshape this army. This is going to be my elite army because this is our frontline general. I'd like to keep the horse archers, but what we'll probably do is give a couple of archers to this guy. And who's the better one? 165. There's not a lot in it. The Sarmatian archers. I certainly would like to keep the horse archers. We got Scythian light horseman here. He's not particularly that good. So what we'll probably do is give a couple of archers and a horse archer to this army, so that he can defend this frontier here. This army, he's actually got a bit of rank. We're the faction leader. Who else we got here? You're there. And then we've got this army over here, which is, yeah. So what we'll probably do is bring this, do a swap here, and then keep moving over that way. Got construction report, no. So we're probably still building up this area here. We've got a little bit of cash. I think what I will do is just increase that Hellenic influence here, because we're going to need to make sure that we keep building this up. Because once our general leaves, he's probably going to lose a bit. So I think it's going to cost us 3,000, but we'll be okay. I think we'll get a little bit of food in there because we're going to need it. what I like to do is somebody actually asked a question about food, and what I like to do is keep a surplus, because there's a lot of different factors that affect food. So one, your positioning of your armies, supply systems. Of course, when you recruit in a province, your army consumes food. There's also this factor up here as well, which I think some people are not particularly that aware of, and it's actually called logistics. And this is the military forces supplied from your faction supply pool. Every army connected to your supply chain, either by supply lines or resupplied by fleet or local acquisition, will increase your global food and logistics costs. You can see there we got +8 logistics costs just for upkeep, and more importantly we got -4 food for global supply pool. So as your empire expands and you get more armies, this global pool grows and becomes more effective, and that's something that you do need to bear in mind when you're growing your empire. So what you need to do is keep a fairly healthy surplus here, which needs to grow as your empire grows, because of course the other problem you can get is banditry, and if you've got a major food producing area that's struck by banditry and it loses supplies, then you can actually get, and that means you can then get empire wide food shortage. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode, hope you found it interesting, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.